Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request, this time for Phil. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, random thoughts, streams, commentaries, video game playthrough for an hour, full playthrough, tier list ranking, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. I do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And this time it is Cellar Dweller from 1988, which I had heard of before. I had seen the cover before. Not this cover that I'm using. I saw the cover with the someone going down the stairs and a hand, creature of a hand. The hand of a creature, just say, breaking through the stairs trying to grab someone's leg, ankle, pedicate with the soles of their feet, whatever the hell the case. And I've seen bits and pieces of this back in the day, but I didn't really care to watch much further. And to be honest, I didn't miss much, because I don't think this film was that great. Oh, you didn't like another one. Yeah, I'm very picky with movies. There's 1988, some say 87, some say 88. I'll just say 88 for the sake of argument. There's a lot of films in 88 I love. There's the Blob remake, and Waxwork, and Watchers, and a lot of sequels. Elm Street 4, Friday the 13th Part 7, Phantasm 2, Fright Night Part 2, Halloween 4, Hellbound, Hellraiser 2. There's a lot of horror films to like in 88. Sequel or otherwise. This one, didn't think it was all that. Thankfully, it's an hour and 17 minutes, but if you take out the end credits, it's like an hour and 13 minutes. So at least it's short. To give credit where credit's due, if you don't have not that great of a movie, at least be a short film. You know what I mean? So it's hard to get that mad about it. Now, funny enough, this is written by Don Mancini, or as I call him, Don Fettuccini, because I have no respect for him. I know he wrote Child's Play, but Tom Holland rewrote it. I think wrote a better script, and the reason the film became a franchise is because of Tom Holland. Granted, Tom Mancini came with the idea, but Tom Holland rewriting it and shit made it a franchise. So to be fair, you could say both of them were needed. But I mean, Don Mancini kind of wants to say it's just his own thing, and to be honest, he's made more bad things than good. And the only thing he'll make are Child's Play or Chucky-related stuff. Hell, one of the few good ones recently was something he had nothing to do with, the Child's Play remake. When he is involved, you have that awful Chucky TV show, which I gave up after a few episodes, plus the person stopped requesting them. Bride of Chucky, I'm not a big fan of. Seed of Chucky was terrible. I hated Curse of Chucky. I hated Cult of Chucky. But yeah, Don Mancini wrote this, but he was called Kit Dubois. So he had an alternate name. So I don't know what the story behind that is, of why it's an alternate name. But apparently Kit Dubois, whatever his name, is actually Don Mancini. So he wrote this. And John Carl Beatler directed it. John Carl Beatler had directed the film Troll. He would do Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, which I do think is the best film he's directed. John Carl Beatler, rest in peace, good makeup effects guy. I wouldn't call him that great of a director, even though I like Part 7, The New Blood of Friday the 13th. That's more because of the stunt work, and I have the uncut version, granted crappy quality, but I watched that, and I just still enjoy the gore in that. That's why I enjoy the film. But as a director, I mean, he's just kind of there. I mean, rest in peace to him, but he's just kind of there. And the concept of the film isn't that bad. If you took the opening and you made that the whole movie. So 30 years ago, we have a comic book artist who accidentally makes this beast alive. He's drawing a comic. Then sees his creatures alive, holding this woman. He freaks out, tries to get a weapon, gets an axe, burns the page, but by burning the creature, by burning the page, he accidentally burns himself, kills himself. And that guy is Jeffrey Combs. Yes, Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator, from Beyond. I like Jeffrey Combs. I liked him as an actor. Why the fuck is he only in the beginning of this movie? I don't understand. Why is he only at the beginning of this film? I don't get it. I do not understand why he's only at the beginning of this film. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Doesn't make sense to me. Like, this guy is the most talented actor in the whole movie. He's got a horror background, even with just Reanimator at this point. He's your most known star. He's a good actor. He could be capable as a lead. So why the fuck do you only have him at the beginning of this movie? I don't understand. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. That pisses me off. Why the fuck did you kill Jeffrey Combs? I want to make sure I don't say Jeffrey Jones. That's a different person. But Jeffrey Combs, why do you kill Jeffrey Combs in the first fucking 5 minutes or so of the movie? Or 10 minutes of the movie, I should say. It's such a big, stupid mistake. What a waste. What a fucking waste. And then his character just stupidly stands there while fire is around. He burns the paper, sees the creature burn up, then he just... While the fire is going... Run! This is like a little fire thing. Jump over it, run, do something. He just stands there to let the fire wrap around him. Then it cuts away and he dies. I'm like, well, this is stupid. Why did he just stand there with the thumb up his ass? Now, when you do see the creature, it's nice to see it done practically. And you see his eyes move and his mouth moves. John Goldbeekler, he's a good makeup effects guy. He's a good creature guy. I mean, it's not John Carpenter's The Thing level of creature makeup effects, but still nice to see. I'm a sucker for practical creature effects. I grew up with that. And, I don't mind the design. Apparently the whole backstory is that somehow Jeffrey Combs had this book, like a very Necronomicon-looking book, and was using that, I guess, for some reason to draw. And I guess somehow they made it so if he drew this creature was alive. So then you cut to 30 years later. The place has now this Institute of the Arts. But, like, different random people will be there. So there'll be, like, a guy who used to be a private eye who'll shoot a gun to get into character so he could go back and write a story on his fucking typewriter. One girl, like dances. One guy... I don't even remember what the fuck he did. So it's like these random bits of the art. Usually it's like the specific art that you do, whether it be writing, whether it be acting, painting. But this is the whole kitchen sink. So while that's happening, this cartoonist Whitney, who's our actual lead, she arrives and meets the other artists. You have the headmaster, I don't know how you call her. She runs the place. It's Yvonne DiCarlo. If that name sounds familiar, that's Lily Munster from the TV show The Munsters. She was the wife of Herman Munster. So if you remember that TV show The Munsters, the wife character, the mom character, however you want to put it, Lily Munster, that's Yvonne DiCarlo. I mentioned there's this ex-private eye guy who, like, grabs someone and shoots a fucking gun, a pistol, and the other one, Whitney's like, wait, you're out of bullets, and blah, blah, blah. oh, good job. And, oh, he does that to the end of the character. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you shooting a gun off near me is going to result a punch in the mouth. That's what I'm result in. That'll be my art. I'm making your face into a canvas. And these are the brushes. And all of them going to paint over your face with the color red. Oh, Brian Robbins is one of the artists. And also the possible love interest. I'm like, Brian Robbins, why does that name sound familiar? I'm like, that's not the same. It is. The actor Brian Robbins, apparently, based on rumor and innuendo, is the same guy that would go on to direct Norbit and Meet Dave and some of these other fucking films with Eddie Murphy. It's this apparently the same Brian Robbins. I'm like, oh, no wonder. Not that great of an actor, not that great of a director. It fits. The glove fucking fits. So he meets, I should say, Whitney. I forget the actress's name. I don't care because I didn't really give a shit about the lead character. I was not that really intrigued, invested, interested with her at all. I'm like, you could have had Jeffrey Combs. Now we're stuck with this lady. She was just boring, just an uninteresting character. I didn't see any charisma. I didn't see any presence. Her acting was average at best. She imagines going down to where supposedly Jeffrey Combs was at, and everything burned up. Which I guess they fixed it all because there's nothing burned up down there now. Granted, it's been 30 years. But I thought Yvonne DiCarlo said no one went down there, but apparently so, because everything's fixed the fuck up and cleaned up. I guess the trunk is still there that the Necronomicon book was in, but didn't get burned up. You would think, like, it was, they think Jeffrey Combs murdered this woman in there, so you think that trunk would have been put into evidence of some sort or something. Taken out, sold, whatever. Apparently not. It's just there by voodoo magic or whatever the fuck reason. I don't know. I really don't fucking know, and honestly, I don't fucking care. But she imagines going down there, imagining... It's not Jeffrey Combs, but his character having an axe going towards her, and the woman victim being a zombie. She just imagines that scenario because of what she's heard about what happened back in the day. There's also an old rival of hers there, a girl named Amanda. Amanda and Yvonne DiCarlo want Whitney out. I don't really get why. I guess Yvonne DiCarlo thinks comic books are not real art. Which, I mean, considering what some of these other fucking people do, you think that's art? But whatever. I also thought it was weird that the lead girl, I just keep calling her character Whitney, she has a poster of Reanimator in her room, which has Jeffrey Combs on the poster. So it's weird that we got Jeffrey Combs at the beginning of the movie, but then here's a character having a Jeffrey Combs, like, Reanimator poster. It'd be like if Stallone was in a film, and then we see the Cobra poster, and it's like, I don't know, that's just weird to me. That's just weird. Maybe that's just me. It'd be like doing a Rocky sequel and someone turns and there's a fucking Rambo 3 poster. You're like, what? But okay, I guess it was just them trying to be funny. Trying to be cute. Now, by the time all of this is said, we're like 30-some minutes into the movie. And remember, this is only an hour and 13 minutes with taking out the end credits, so hell, we might even be already halfway through the film. And not a whole lot has happened. And the rest of it, a couple people get killed. Whitney draws some stuff. a woman is killed and eaten pretty much off screen. All you see is the monster and it has a limb. Of course, they can't really make it rip stuff into its mouth, so it just. Some little bloody stuff around the mouth, okay. And again, I don't mind the monster. I don't mind the look. I don't mind the design. Again, I'm a sucker for practical effects. That's one of the few positives I give it. But you don't see it kill the girl or anything. The private investigator is killed next. The XPI, I should say. Private Eye is killed next. His is the best death because it's a nice decapitation. Where the monster does this and the head gets ripped off. Nice bloody decap, okay. Definitely the goriest part of the movie. And then the next victim is his naked chick. So you get some nudity. A little bit full frontal nudity. That's not bad. She's killed off screen though. So yeah, her rival Amanda gets killed, then the XPI gets killed, then this other woman who's naked, she gets killed. And of those kills, 2 of those 3 are off screen. So you don't see a whole... I mean, other than that decap, you don't really see a whole lot of blood and gore. And then you don't really get the rules of the creature, because you think he'd only be born if you draw him, but then the creature could just draw his own shit. When the naked chick is killed, she didn't draw it. Whitney didn't. The monster just drew it. So now the monster just draw whatever the fuck he wants. Okay. And then there's a bit where Yvonne DiCarlo is there, but then she turns into the monster. So it took me a minute to go, okay, wait, was Yvonne DiCarlo the monster the whole time? And she was just incognito, hidden in plain sight? No, apparently the monster could just turn into the woman, or possessed her and turned her into the creature. So either the creature possessed her and then turned her into the creature, or the creature killed her off screen that we didn't know, we didn't see, and just took her place and then turned into from her to the creature. And if so, that's another character killed off screen. The potential boyfriend, Brian Robbins, he gets taken, he disappears. Whitney comes up with the idea of she just draws the creature in chains and Brian Robbins is sleeping. Just the idea to get the paper, put it in this trash, and burn it. What she was stupid enough to not realize is that there's a bunch of other... Oh yeah, by this point she is drawn, so all the other characters are back to life. And they're like sitting somewhere on a couch together. Well, when she burns the creature's drawing, she was stupid enough to not realize other drawings were in there. So I guess... I don't know if the monster did these drawings or she did these drawings of all these characters. But they burn up in there. And so Brian Robbins, he burns up. The other people burn up, scream. Whitney is freaking out. What's going on? I'm like, you were stupid enough to not realize that there's a bunch of other fucking drawings in there. I guess... Well, yeah, I guess... If you... Because of the voodoo... I don't... So what is the fucking voodoo magic? Is it the fucking thing you use to draw the shit? Is it just you're in the vicinity of the book, and if you draw anything in the vicinity of the book, then that's cursed as well? Unless she drew everything, and every single thing she said the voodoo magic thing to make the thing cursed. I don't fucking know, man. There are no rules. There ain't no crying in baseball. There ain't no fucking rules. So if there no fucking... That's the thing. At least have some kind of rules so I know what the fuck the stakes are and what's going on and what the fuck's happening and why the fuck shit's happening. I see a book that's like Necronomicon and people said some words, but it's pretty fucking vague. Somehow you drew the monster, but then the monster didn't draw his own, and the monster didn't do whatever the fuck he wants, and the monster even draws another drawing of itself, because there was like another like shitty looking drawing, but when she turns, is a different drawing of the monster, and he's freed himself, and he says, wherever imagination is, I dwell. And the monster looks down at Whitney, cuts away, you hear the monster eating her. So everybody dies. Not that I give a fuck about, because the only person I would give a fuck was Jeffrey Combs. You killed him at the beginning in the first 10 minutes. So thank God it's an hour and 13 minutes, because it might have been a waste of fucking time, but at least it was a waste of time of an hour and 13 minutes and not, 2 or 2.5 hours. I thought this film fucking sucked ass. That was a piece of shit. I'll give credit where there's a monster that's practical, and the few times you see him, I thought it looked cool. A nice decapitation, and I got to see some titties, and I did get to see some Jeffrey Combs. But the titties I could watch in 100 other movies. Jeffrey Combs I could watch in Reanimator, Fortress, a number of other films I could watch him in and like him in. There's plenty of other monster movies I like more. Watchers doesn't have a great monster in it. I kind of wish... See, that's what pisses me off. I wish this monster was in the first Watchers movie. Because the rest of Watchers I really enjoy. Like, and I think of it because it came out the same year, 1988. I like the story more. I like Corey Haim more. I like Michael Ironside. The musical score, the story with the dog and the boy and the monster that's following the dog and the government experiment. I like all that stuff. It's just the monster isn't that great. I wish they took this monster and put it in Watchers. And that would have been a great... that'd be cool. It'll never happen with all this AI technology. That'd be cool if we could start with AI technology. Take like the film Watchers, and each time this monster appears, replace it with like this monster or a different monster. And create our own like fan mixes. Like I would like to take Hard Target and put Raphael the Ninja Turtle from the 1990 movie and plug him into the Jean-Claude Van Damme role. Like that's where I want AI. Graham, instead AI will kill us all, so I won't even get to see that shit. But I can only dream. But, at least I won't have to watch fucking movies like this if that's the case. But, I mean, again, is it the worst movie ever? No, but I didn't give a fuck about the characters. They were underdeveloped. I barely knew jack shit about them. I didn't give a shit about the lead girl, Whitney. I don't remember the actress's name. Her acting was average at best. I just didn't give a shit about her. It's mostly in one setting, and the setting wasn't that remarkable or anything. The side characters, I didn't give a whole heaps of shit about one way or another. They did really nothing for me. Most of the death scenes are off screen, aside from one decapitation. I guess they only had money enough for one kill to see. And a few shots of the monster doing this with some body parts. The ending, I get what they're doing, but I thought it was a really lame twist. The rules of the monster were, okay, I thought it's only way to draw it, but it could draw itself, so it could draw itself doing anything, so why don't it just draw itself blowing up the whole fucking building or something, or I guess it's hungry. How about I draw all of them and they're all tied up and I just eat one of them one at a time? I mean, if it could draw anything, then just try to draw anything. Whatever. Like, how did it even allow itself to be put in chains in the first place? Once it was in chains, it's like, fuck you, bitch. I'm out of the chains, bitch. Or something, I don't know. Or just magically draw where she's in chains and they're in chains. I don't know. Not supposed to think about it, I know. But yeah. If you like the film, that's fine. It ain't for me. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.